What's going on, everybody? Almost Counts Collectibles here, and in this video we're going to be checking out this box of goodies right here that we picked up while out of town on a recent business trip. We went into their local very large indoor antique mall with all the different booths and stuff. We hit up the local Goodwill, and we also went into a local gaming store. And this is just a box full of some of the cool stuff that we saw and we had to pick up while we were there. So let's go ahead and get a little bit closer and check out all the cool things that we picked up to add to the collection. All right, so starting off right here on top, we've got this Funko tee that also comes with a little Funko Pop of Darth Vader. Now, my youngest is really into Darth Vader. It's his favorite character in Star Wars. We've been going back watching the old movies and stuff a lot recently. So had to grab this. It's got Vader on there, really cool art style. It says join the dark side right here at the bottom. But it also comes with this little mini Funko Pop of Darth Vader. Ended up getting that for $7. Thought that was a really cute little pickup, so we snagged that for him. Next up, these came from the local Goodwill. So we got some more soundtracks. We got the Twilight original motion picture soundtrack. I picked up a CD of Mark Chestnut, one of my more favorite country singers. Listened to that a lot back in the day. And then we have a Miss PacMan game that they had that was actually in really good condition. I usually don't pick up computer games and stuff very often, but went ahead and snagged it anyway since we were getting some stuff. So we got a Miss PacMan here. These were all $1.99 a piece. All right, and actually found a video game. They actually had a few video games. Most of them were sports games and stuff like that. But they did have an Xbox game in there, Area 51, and it was a pretty clean copy of this. The case is in pretty good condition. It is complete. The disc was in good shape. Even the booklet was in really good shape. So picked up an Xbox game. Looking forward to playing that. I don't think I've ever played this, but it does look pretty cool, so picked that up for the original Xbox. All right, next up, my wife has been looking at these for years, and we actually found some of these in that antique store in a booth. Now, these are supposedly brand new. Everything even has the little plastic pieces. I guess the box was just extremely damaged, so they took everything out of the box and put it in a bag. Ended up getting this for like $22. It was on sale. So we finally got, I call them the Barbie Rangers, even though I'm pretty sure this is not a Barbie licensed product. But we got Kim and Trini there with all their little dress-up outfits, their helmets, some high heels. It even comes with, I did not know that this comes with the blasters, like the Automorphin blasters in there. I'm assuming those came out of the box for this. I mean, I guess they could have just thrown them in there, but their holsters do look a lot like the same size of the Automorphin Ranger holsters. So I don't know, that's pretty cool. I never noticed that before, but we did pick up Kim and Trini there for the little Barbie Rangers set. So my wife can put that on her shelf. All right, next up, one of the booths had some trading cards. Just grabbed a couple packs of the Digimon because one of my kids is kind of into the Digimon cards, the current ones right now. So picked up a couple packs of those. I think they were $5 each, which is pretty close to retail. All right, next up, we got some more games here. So these two games right here came from the local game store. We got the lightsaber duels on Wii. I actually ended up getting this free because they have a deal, buy 3 games, get 1 free. So we got that. It is complete. I'm not sure if this is the correct booklet for this because it says Star Wars, Clone Wars, Republic Heroes, and this is Star Wars, the Clone Wars lightsaber duels. So that might be the wrong booklet. I don't know. But we picked that up. And then I picked up Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Since we've watched the original 6 movies and Obi-Wan the series, Revenge of the Sith Episode 3 is by far their favorite. They love the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight at the end, so had to pick that game up for the kids. And then I saw this in Goodwill. I've never seen this before. It's a Back to the Future, the animated series. Dickens of a Christmas DVD. I just thought that was really cool. Never seen it. Picked that up. It was $2.99 because it was a DVD. But the disc was in really good shape. So picked up a Back to the Future animated series DVD. All right, next up, this, I wasn't a huge fan of Gargoyles. I do remember the Gargoyles, but they had this VHS home video. So this is the movie, Gargoyles the movie, The Heroes Awaken, free inside an interactive VCR board game. Now I did check, the VHS tape is in here, and in this front flap is the board game, the pieces, the spinner, all of that stuff. It looks to be complete. So I picked this up. This was also on sale. So it was $24.89, but it was like, I think it was 30 to 40% off. I ended up getting this for like $18. So I thought that was a really cool pickup. All right, next up, got a bag of stuff I actually snagged for my wife. It is a bunch of games. So first up, we have the Rugrats on Nintendo 64, $9.99. Once again, I did get some of these games free because every 3 games you bought, you got one free. And this was a fairly clean copy. It's got some staining there on the back, but for the most part, not too beat up. She's just going to stick it on her shelf anyway. So grabbed Rugrats Scavenger Hunt on 64. All right, next up we have Friends on PlayStation 2. Never knew this game existed. The one with all the trivia. It's basically just a trivia game based on your knowledge of the TV show. It's probably more like a game show kind of deal. But yeah, $6.99 for Friends. Something cool for her to add to her shelf. I doubt she'll ever actually play it. All right, everything else in here are different kinds of Game Boy games. So I'm gonna go through the stacks. Now the first one on top is actually for me. It's Ren and Stimpy Space Cadet Adventures. So picked that up. All these had a really, they're really clean. The labels are really good. We picked up Rugrats Totally Angelica. We picked up Mary-Kate and Ashley Crash Course. We picked up Rugrats the movie. And we got a lot more in here. Hold on. All right, we got some more here. We got Rugrats in Paris. We got Mary-Kate and Ashley Winter Circle. Mary-Kate and Ashley Get a Clue. Another Rugrats Time Travels, and another Mary-Kate and Ashley. This is The New Adventures of. So I picked up all those Game Boy games for the wife. Moving on. All right, got some VHS tapes there in Goodwill. So we got My Girl 2, because I'm pretty sure we didn't have that one. And then we also got The Legend of Robin Hood. Never seen this, wasn't sure what it was, but it looked, just the artwork and stuff like that looked pretty cool. So we'll have to check it out with the kids one day, but we picked up a copy of The Legend of Robin Hood. All right, right here on the side, we got some books. So in the antique mall, I got a copy of Garfield Ghost Stories. I think this was like $3 or $4. This is, I'm pretty sure it's a reprint, so it says 1978 on the back, but there's a more recent copyright date of 1992 on the front page. And this is a really clean copy of this book. I actually didn't realize that my oldest that collects Garfield stuff actually already has this book, but his is in much worse condition. So he's going to use that one to actually read and enjoy, and this one's going to go on his little collector shelf. So we picked up Garfield Ghost Stories. And then I picked up another strategy guide. So we got the Primus official strategy guide of the Transformers game on PlayStation 2. At least I have it on PlayStation 2. I'm not sure if it was also an Xbox release or anything like that. But one of my more favorite Transformer games of all time. Got a really clean copy here of the strategy guide. All right, then we got a little Pokemon figure of Charmeleon here. This is from 1998, I believe, 1999. Picked this up, got it for $3. It was not on sale, but these little figurines, especially the original ones in good shape, they do have a little bit of value. We just like to collect them, but went ahead and paid the $3 to pick up Charmeleon there. All right, next up, I usually don't like to buy much in the way of like cups or glassware. My oldest does have some Garfield cups from back in the day, but a few of these cups I couldn't pass up. So for $12, we got one of the PacMan glasses. Now this has a copyright of 1980, if you can see it there in the bottom. And this looks to be an Arby's cup from back in the day. And it was in really good shape, so I had to pick up the PacMan glass there. And then we have another one. So they had one of these really big mugs of Looney Tunes. It's got all the characters on there to include Taz, my favorite. It was in really good condition. It was $10. This is from 1994. So went ahead and picked up a Looney Tunes mug. Going to use it to just display, put some stuff in, whatever the case may be. And then lastly, one more mug. This one is really cool though. So this is like one of those milk like frosted glasses. This is from 1958 and it's got Snoopy on it. It's in really good condition. I think I'm allergic to morning. So picked that up for my Peanuts and Garfield collector, my oldest. Something really cool. He was pretty excited to see that I picked that up for him. So got a really cool Snoopy glass from 1958. Got this, it was $20. I think it was even like 10% off. So it was probably like $19, but pretty good price. And then lastly, it looks like we got some more stuff that we got from Goodwill here. I think there's only one thing in this bag. Pretty sure I remember what it is, but let me see. Yep, and this is it. So on the way out of Goodwill, sometimes they have these what's called grab bags, where they just throw a bunch of random toys or craft material, whatever the case may be in it, and they slap a price on it. So this was $5.99. Now the whole reason I grabbed this was the Pikachu first caught my eye. But then as I grabbed it and started looking at it, there's some other Pokemon figures in here. And some of these look to be a little bit older. So I picked it up for the Pokemon figures. There's also a few Star Wars items in here. We got some of the fighters. I think they're like McDonald's toys or whatever, probably from when episode 1 came out. There even looks to be some old Cabbage Patch stuff in here that my wife might enjoy. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and see what all is in here. All right, let's crack this open and see what all we actually got inside of our grab bag. I'm sure a lot of this is probably junk, but if there's a few good items in here, it's worth it. All right, no idea what this is. Probably some kind of McDonald's toy. It looks like a little flyer, like one of those things you rip and it would like spin around and fly, but I don't see any trademarks on it, so I'm not sure exactly what that is. And then we've got a little keychain of this guy. Don't know what this is either. It's not too familiar to me. So we got that little character. We got this guy right here. Now this looks kind of familiar, but I don't know exactly what this is from. Let's see if we can read anything on here. So this is from 2007 Cartoon Network. All right, here we go. Oh, it looks like this even makes noise, maybe if you replace the battery. But we got a little fighter with R2-D2's head on top, and it looks like when you press it, it makes noise. And this is from 2008. I think that's an 8. So this is a little bit after the first episode. Maybe this was more of a Revenge of the Sith, maybe, kind of release. I'm not sure, but we got a Star Wars item. All right, we got this guy right here. I'm assuming maybe more McDonald's or Happy Meal stuff. Not sure exactly who this is. So this is from 2000. Burger King. So we got a character there from Burger King from the year 2000. We've got some swimming goggles. Kids might actually be able to use those. We clean them up a little bit. All right, we got one of these little Cabbage Patch characters from 1992. I think this was probably more like a McDonald's or something figure, but my wife will probably want that to put on the shelf with her stuff. I'm not sure who this little character is. All right, this guy looks familiar. He's from some kind of Disney movie or something. Disney, I don't see a year, but we got that little guy right there. All right, this is obviously Pinocchio. I might actually keep that for the shelf. Looks like he made noise at some point. This was probably for one of the Shrek releases, maybe. This is from 2010. All right, we got a little puzzle, one of these little test tube puzzles, the National Gallery. We'll probably never put that together. All right, we have a bell of some kind. I have no idea what this is. It looks like it might make noise. Yeah, no clue what that is. Maybe you guys know. All right, we got some sort of a car here. Let's see, Hot Wheels, 2014, plastic. All right, we've got a Chip and Dale figure. Yeah, Disney. I don't see a date on there, but I'm definitely keeping that for the shelf. At least I think that's Chip and Dale, isn't it? Isn't that one of them? Pretty sure that's gotta be. All right, we got a little figure here. This looks very familiar. This looks like from the, not Paw Patrol, but PJ Masks maybe. All right, looks like we got some more water stuff possibly here. Hey, we got a Tom and Jerry. That's pretty neat. What's the year on that? Let's see. This is from Burger King. I'm not sure. I don't see an exact year. At least I don't see it. Maybe you guys do, but I don't see a year on there anywhere. But we got a Tom and Jerry. I might keep that. Oh, that's cool. It spins. All right, we got another Star Wars fighter here. Hopefully one of those works if we maybe replace a battery. All right, here we got Pikachu. Oh, looks like he made noise or his cheeks lit up. This is from 2011, McDonald's. So we got a Pikachu there. All right, it's a keychain. I didn't realize that. This is from, what's this from? Burger King? Yep, Burger King. Let me see if I can find a year on the elective. 1999. I knew this was an older one. So we got a 1999 Burger King Electabuzz keychain. Looks like we got another PJ Masks character. And then another one of these things. What in the world? Oh, it lights up. So I don't know what this is from, but looks like some sort of little, you know, bell, collar, whatever the case may be. All right, and that was it out of our $6 bag. So let's go ahead and throw everything back and take a look at all the stuff we picked up. All right, so here's everything we picked up while we were out of town from that indoor antique mall, the local game store, and the Goodwill. We got the Transformers Strategy Guide, the Garfield book. We got that really cool Gargoyles VHS collection that comes with the free interactive VCR game. We got the Back to the Future DVD, the Darth Vader Funko shirt, and Tiny Pop. We got the N64 game of Rugrats. We got the Twilight soundtrack, the Miss Pac-Man game, another CD, Star Wars The Clone Wars lightsaber duels on Wii, Area 51 for Xbox, Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith on PS2. We got some Digimon booster packs. We got the Barbie Rangers of Trini and Kimberly there. My Girl 2 on VHS. We got the Looney Tunes mug. Friends on PlayStation 2. The Charmeleon figure. The PacMan glass. The Snoopy glass. Some of the better items we're probably going to keep out of the grab bag, to include some Pokemon, Star Wars, Chip and Dale, Tom and Jerry. We got The Legend of Robin Hood on VHS over here. We got all the Game Boy games, mostly Rugrats, Mary-Kate and Ashley, and Ren and Stimpy. All the other stuff that came out of that bag we will probably not keep. So some pretty cool little pickups. It's always fun to get out there and just hunt for collectibles that we like, video games, stuff like that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and there was something here that you enjoyed, or maybe even some stuff that you actually have. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and until next time, everybody, I will see you next video.